Welcome back, students of Chamberlain University. Welcome back to ETHC 445N, where we are discussing the principles of ethics. Welcome back. Here we are on Module 7 already. Want to thank you all for the very hard work you've put in over the first 6 modules of the course. We still have a couple modules left, though, so make sure you're running all the way through the finish line, if you will, and learning your lessons well. Remember, you only have one time to get it right the first time. In Module 7, we're going to cover some important ethical issues, and we've already covered ethical issues, but we're going to cover virtue ethics in this course. So we'll look at works of Aristotle and Plato and kind of consider some of the great Greek philosophers and how they kind of approach the topic. We'll dive a little bit into metaphysics and epistemiology, biology, and some of the other topics that kind of get into the virtue ethics. So your outcomes are to select the best course of action based on moral theories, values, logical reasoning, giving conflicts of moral duty to either your community, to self, professionalism, family duty, national or personal obligations, and a situation in which your choice has to be made. I'm going to encourage you to read the lectures, of course, and watch the videos before you start your discussion board postings and your critical thinking assignments. The lecture for this module is Excellent Virtuous Person and a Virtuous Citizen. So I'm going to encourage you to read through that, where you'll get to the doctrine of the mean. We'll also differentiate between different concepts. We'll introduce the idea of healthcare ethics through a really nice video, couple of videos actually. Informed consent. We'll look at practice guidelines or care guidelines, if you will, and you'll go through just different scenarios that may resonate with you depending on your profession, depending on your background, depending on your nationality, if you will. So I want you to look at these scenarios and situations and see where you can apply a good, sound, ethical framework for your decision making process. And that really gets us right to the learning activities, where in your discussion board posting, you're going to have a prompt, and that prompt will have you to do some internal explorations, really about your duty to self within the world. And so I want you to read the prompt there. And as you read the prompt, I want you to articulate a moral dilemma where one has to show a specific virtue or set of virtues. And as you come up with that scenario, you're going to answer the different uh, points there from the bullet point, such as what's your moral dilemma about, what virtues or virtues should be shown in the dilemma, what are the virtues, how should the virtues be expressed, and then I want you to apply Aristotle's golden means to the dilemma, and then tell us how the dilemma involves a moral conflict, either again to community, to self, for professionalism, family, nationality, or some other aspect there. I do want to remind you that please do not post your initial discussion board until Monday. You will not get credit for posting early. So please refrain from posting your initial posting until Monday. In week 7, I'm also calling it module 7. You've got your course project milestone that's due for your final project. You want to make sure that you are reading chapter 12. Make sure that you are incorporating a minimum of 5 scholarly sources. These can be sources from your annotated bibliography. However, I want you to make sure that you're reading my notes from your annotated bibliography to, number one, make sure that you are incorporating that feedback going forward, and just to check the quality of your references as well. Not all of you, but some of you didn't have all scholarly references, okay? So make sure you're checking the feedback before you move forward in this assignment, where you're actually going to return to your chosen topic in week 3, but now you're going to articulate a specific dilemma and a situation that's faced by a particular person. So the dilemma can be either real or fictional, but you're going to summarize the dilemma. You're going to define the needs for key terms and the key terms that are associated with the dilemma. You'll also analyze the conflicts or controversies that are associated with the dilemma. So you're going to revise and rewrite your plans based on, again, previous feedback that you've gotten from me and perhaps even from your peers in discussion board postings. And then you're simply going to answer the prompts. What's your views of the most moral thing that a person can do in that dilemma? Why is that the most important moral thing? What moral values and logic reasoning justify your answer? And again, I want you to notice here how we're making a transition, because when we talk about ethics, we're looking at it from an external perspective, right? Whether that be the ethics of your profession, the ethics of your religion, the ethics of your family, the ethics of professional associations. So these are outside requirements or outside guidelines. But when we talk about morals or moral dilemmas, these well up and rise up from the inside. Granted, they may have been shaped and formed by the external ethical world, but once you own them and begin to make judgments or begin to formulate your life and your actions, these then become your moral guideposts or your moral guidelines. So that's what we're looking for here. Continuing on with this assignment, you will apply Aristotle's golden means to your dilemma. You'll also apply ultra-terrestrialism to your dilemma and the natural law of ethics to the dilemma. So you're going to choose which of those 3 theories work best, ethically speaking. And then you're going to say, well, why am I using Aristotle, or why you're using utilitarianism or natural law? So pick one of the 3, and then you're going to, again, answer those. You're really just justifying or providing evidence. Speaking of that, I do want to remind you there that for those of you that want to score at the very top of the grading rubric, that will require robust integration of these 5 scholarly sources. Robust integration is how you score at the top of the rubric for this assignment, okay? So again, use the 5 articles from your annotated bibliography to support your answer. Additionally, you want to reach out for additional sources that have been published within the last 5 years that are also relevant to the topic, and make sure everything is in APA format. Your submission should be between 4 to 5 pages, and you should have a minimum of 5 peer review references. And just to remind you, I know you already know here, but just to remind you, there are 4 places where you're going to get these scholarly sources. You're going to get them from academic textbooks. You're going to get them from articles from peer-reviewed journals. You'll get the information from .gov websites. These are coming directly from the federal government, and .edu website. Okay, that is it for week 7, also known as module 7. I want to let you know that I'm having office hours here over the last couple of weeks of the course. So if you'd like to reach out to me with any questions, comments, or concerns, you want to connect on a one-on-one, you want some additional support heading into the latter weeks of the course, please reach out to me via email. I'm happy to set up a Zoom session with you and connect with you. Okay. Thank you all for the hard work. I look forward to participating with you in the discussion board postings and reading your critical thinking assignments. Bye for now.